Hello YouTube, this is Michael from MikePhoneJunkie.org. Just making this video. A lot of you already heard about the new iPad coming out. Just want to clarify, some of the rumors that were true, that weren't true, and go over a few of the specs here. Apple did a keynote yesterday, March 7th, in San Francisco. And for all of you that were able to attend this, I was told that it was a very good presentation. They did a really good job with it, and a lot of people are looking forward to this new iPad. The reason why I keep calling it the new iPad is because Apple didn't put iPad 3 on it. They didn't put the iPad 2S, the iPad HD, as some of the rumors were saying. They just went with the new iPad. So we'll see how that works out. I bet you a lot of people are still going to be calling it the iPad 3. I know people are still posting videos, ads in their websites as iPad 3, things like that. But the official name is the new iPad. When they first started off the keynote, and if you guys want to see the keynote, you can go to Apple's website, and it's right on there. You can view it, and that way you can get all the information firsthand. Or if you've never seen one of these, how they go about it. It's a good thing to check it out to get experience. But anyways, they really, Apple had sold 15.4 million iPads in 2011 alone. They made it sure to be a point to let everybody know that, they sold more iPads last year than any PC company. I think the closest one was HP at 15.1 million, so that shows you how many people are actually buying these iPads, and that there's definitely a market out there for them. They've sold 55 million total. There's 200,000 plus apps made specifically for the iPad. And just to show everybody where the tablet market's going, there was over 100 tablets released in 2011 alone. So there's definitely a market, and there's plenty more to come to where these tablets are going. And I believe this new iPad is definitely setting the standards for where we're headed today with tablets. All right, there was rumors about the new iPad getting Retina display, and it did get that. A lot of people expected it with the iPad 2, but that obviously didn't happen. It has 2048 by 1536 resolution, which is 3.1 million total pixels, and that's about 1 million more than what a high definition TV gets. Apple was definitely stressing that yesterday. It's 264 pixels per inch, and I believe the iPhone 4 was around 3 something pixels per inch. And also with this display, it has a 44% greater color saturation than the iPad 2. So you're going to get, better color, things like that. They put the two iPads together, and you can definitely see the difference with this new iPad. Alright, I know we all saw the picture of the A5X processor, the chip inside the iPad. Somebody posted that. It got leaked on the internet somehow. People are saying, is this for the iPad mini? Is this for the quad core? Is this, what is it? Well, Apple, they did a quad core graphics. This is still the dual core, but it's quad core graphics. They said that, the Retina display is, twice as much as the iPad 2, so they needed, twice as much graphic power. So that's where it's going with that. They also stressed that it was 4 times better graphics than the NVIDIA Tegra 3, but it's also 2 times faster. And obviously they needed this to help power for that Retina display. The camera that's going to be on the new iPad, it's a 5 megapixel sensor. It has the backside illumination, the 5-element lens, just like how you see on the iPhone 4S, hybrid IR filter, autofocus, auto face detection. So, and most of you already know about this with the iPhone 4S, and this isn't, a big surprise, but it does have the it is capable of doing 1080p high definition video recording, and they did do a few test shoots and things like that. But from what I've been hearing is that you won't be able to get the real experience until you actually see the iPad in hand. The display that Apple had, the big screen, it showed it pretty good. You're not going to get the full effects of it due to Apple having to use this, big display. So you'll definitely have to check it out to see how that camera actually really works. Alright, we're going to switch page over here. Got to keep notes so I don't, forget what to talk about. Alright, another feature was voice dictation. So that right there cuts out the whole rumor about Siri. The new iPad will not be getting Siri, but it does have voice dictation, which most of you already know. Yes, it's the same thing Android has. Basically, it's just like on Siri. When you open up your messaging app, email app, you can press the little microphone button and speak to text. So whatever you say, it will turn over into text. They did a demonstration on this, and it actually worked really good. It didn't take that long to switch it over. So I definitely would like to be seeing this, but there will not be Siri, at least on the iPad, the new iPad. I know this is a real big disappointment to people because it's been shown that the iPad 2 can have Siri. I do not know why Apple did not add Siri to this. It starts to confirm, some of the stories out there that Apple likes to hold off on releasing everything at once. They like to release it in phases. So, I don't know. Alright. And everyone expected this, but the new iPad will be 4G LTE. It will, excuse me, it'll only be on Verizon and AT&T like it is now. Some people are saying it might be going to Sprint, but it looks like Sprint's not getting it. So it's only going to be for Verizon and AT&T at this point. It will have a personal hotspot as long as your carrier, supports it. And this is also, I shouldn't say the iPad is just for AT&T and Verizon. I'm talking about just here in the USA. It's going to Rogers, things like that out there. But for here, it's only AT&T and Verizon. The LTE is supposed to be capable of doing 73 megabytes per second. And then also, if you're within 3G or something, or if you have to use the HSPA Plus, you're going to get 21 megabits per second. Now, I don't know what kind of numbers we'll actually be seeing, but we'll definitely see. While we're talking about the two versions, I want to go ahead and go over pricing. It's the same pricing as the iPad 2 is. Well, not now because they lowered the price, but for what all the previous iPads have been, it's the Wi-Fi model is $499, $599, and $699, and that's obviously for 16 gigabyte, 32 gigabyte, and 64 gigabyte models. And then the Wi-Fi plus 4G is going to be $629 for the 16 gigabyte model, $729 for the 32 gigabyte model, and $829 for the 64 gigabyte model. There is no 128 model like some of the rumors had suggested. Still the same models as last time, but I haven't really been seeing anybody ever complaining about not having enough memory, using up the whole memory of a 64 gigabyte, anything along those lines. Even though HD movies do take between 1 or 2 gigabytes of storage just to store one movie. And then excuse me. Now, if you have a lot of confusion on what carrier to choose, I can tell you now just by looking on my computer here. The pre-orders, when it first went up, it took a while for Apple to get it up and going. Once the keynote ended, it took about an hour or so for them to get the website up and running. Once you go to apple.com, it shows the new iPad. Now, you can still pre-order it, but if you're wondering which one should you get, Verizon, AT&T, which one, the first thing I would suggest to you do is look at the coverage maps, what you can do on either Verizon or AT&T's network, and you can even get on Apple.com, go and look at their coverage maps, so that way you know where you're going to get the best signal. Here where I'm at in Kansas City, AT&T just blows away Verizon on the data side of it anyway, and I'm always getting more data speed, better data speed with AT&T. I'm always at least getting 3 megabytes per second on my iPhone 4S, whereas when I'm using like the Google or the Galaxy Nexus with Verizon, I was only getting about maybe 1 megabyte per second, and so on with all the other tablets and devices. Also, what I like to point out is their pricing plan. It varies, it depends on how much you want. But for AT&T, for 250 megabytes per month, it's $14.99, and these are not contracted prices. These are pay as you go. And then for AT&T, 3 gigabytes per month is $30, and 5 gigabytes per month is $50. Now for Verizon, you get 1 gigabyte for $20 a month. You get 2 gigabytes for $30, or you can get 5 gigs at $50. Now AT&T, Verizon both charge $50 for the 5 gigabyte per month. But if 5 gigs is just too much for you, then the next one down from Verizon is 2 gigs for $30. But with AT&T for the $30, you can get 3 gigs, which is an extra gig. So for AT&T, it estimates about $10 a gig. Whatever you plan on using, things like that. So keep that in mind. When you go to purchase this, both will be 4G. Also, if you buy the Wi-Fi plus 4G, they're saying no matter where you go, you'll be able to get at least a 3G connection. And this is supposed to have the most, the most bands in there. So no matter if you're going across the country, where you go, what you have to use, you'll be able to get signal at least somewhere. Alright, also one more thing, deciding when you go to pre-order it, it looks like AT&T right now is outselling Verizon. What I'm guessing, this isn't, I can't say this is a fact, but it says AT&T will ship March 19th, and they're claiming Verizon, if you pre-order right now for Verizon, they will deliver on 3/16. The exact words on the website say Verizon will deliver on March 16th, and AT&T will ship March 19th. I don't know if AT&T, a lot of people are getting pre-ordering AT&T, so it's setting them back, a few days or what. But I've known in the past with iPhone releases that AT&T, was always off by a week, something like that. But other than that, it's going to have a 10-hour battery life, same as the old iPad, 9 hours on 4G. It's only, it's 9.4 millimeters thick, so just a little bit thicker, a little bit heavier. Nothing you're going to notice on the, without putting it up to another one. But other than that, I know a lot of people, they want to see some new changes. But, it's a upgrade. We'll see, the hands-on demo some more. There are a couple of videos out there that people that attended the show and that waited around, they were able to play with the new iPad, things like that. But I will definitely not be able to get the full effect or anything until we actually get it in hand and everyone sees it for themselves. It is being released March 16th, which is next Friday. I will be there. I go to all the releases, so I'll be there overnight. So stay tuned to my channel, just for some fun videos overnight, talking to some of the crowd, what they think. And also stay tuned for my video on what I believe Apple should be looking for in OS 6. And that's about it. You all have a great day.